Welcome, Libra. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the reading. It's a general reading. It may apply to you or to somebody that is close to you at this time. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. Please don't forget to like and share. And if you are new, I hope you enjoy the reading, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have strong influences in your birth chart, which is associated with another sign, then please feel free to cross-watch to my other videos for further insights. I have shuffled and laid out the cards. I use the 12 houses of the zodiac, and as the cards are appearing in each house, then those are the influences that are coming to bear at this time for you. So now in the first house, we have Grand Cross Provoker. So the first house is everything to do with the self, yourself. It's your physical body, and it's your self-oriented interests. It's also what you project to others, so how they perceive you. So it's your appearance and your personality and your characteristics, and just basically what you are projecting outwards to others. So with Grand Cross Provoker coming in, what this is bringing in for you at this time is pressure to grow. Really, that sums it up. You're going to have to take stock of everything about yourself, internally, externally. Really, dig deep, assess what's working for you, what's not working for you. You may be finding resistance either in yourself or in the people that you're coming into contact with in your daily life. But what this card does is it does put you under a lot of pressure. You'll be pulled in a variety of different directions at once, which can bring in quite a bit of tension and frustration. But what it is it's a catalyst for movement and change. This is necessary change. So you're going to be looking at yourself and your self-worth, and you're also going to be looking at your identity. You may also be initiating action of some kind. So you will be pulled in different directions, and you'll have to just come to some kind of course of action, and then initiating that action. Now this, the best way to deal with this kind of situation going on is to focus on your priorities. So sort out what are your most urgent priorities, and really focus on them. It's about reasoning, it's about discipline, and it's about sticking to your goals as well. So narrow down the focus, because you're going to have a lot going on, a lot of four very intense corners going on, lots of tension. But as I said, this is all going to be about yourself, assessing yourself, your self-worth inside and outside, and really having a thorough overhaul. But it ultimately will put you under pressure to grow and to improve. Really, that's what it comes down to. Now, in the second house, we have Virgo. I analyze. Your second house is everything to do with your money coming in, your income. And what it also covers your self-worth. So self-worth's coming up again. It also covers your value systems, what you value in your life, which it seems to me that you're undergoing changes across the board here, where you really are summing things up. Some things are going to fall away for you because you see no purpose for them anymore, or they're not useful to you anymore. But certain things are just going to fall away and bring forth the new. So this is all part of this process. So it's income, your money coming in, your values, and your self-worth. This house also covers property, real estate, what you own, everything that you own, your possessions, and your relationship with those things as well. So with Virgo, I analyze coming in there, no frills with this card. There will be no frills. Basically, what you've got to do is you've got to get organized. You've really got to streamline, and you need to declutter. So anything that's going on in any one of those areas which just isn't right for you anymore, you've got to get rid of it. This is about looking at the details. There's a lot of analysis going on there. As I said, you're going to need to assess the usefulness of certain things. It's about numbers and evaluation, weighing things up. With this card coming in, you may be dealing with health matters of some kind. whether that's yours or somebody that's close to you, or it could just be medical benefits or something to do with that, which could be as a result of diet. So, medical or health matters coming in to do with diet. So it's money that's coming in and being redirected to that in some way. You could also be worrying excessively about things. You could also be critical and nitpicky. So just be aware of that. Yes, you need to analyze, and yes, you need to look at the details, but don't go overboard and go the other way as well. This card can also bring in healing. So whether this is to do with the health matters or with the diet, or just getting over the worry issues. This card also brings in an opportunity to open a business of some kind. So that may come in for you at this time as well. Then in the third house, we have Sagittarius IC. So with this card coming in, your third house is everything to do with your communication. So this is verbal, written. It can be online, just filling in literally online situations. It can also be your body language, any form of expression. It also governs documents and contracts because it's all about the written word. And it also, this card can also come in for short trips. This is trips, local trips, not international. This is local. So that may come in for you as well. With regards to communication with others, this can be a wider group, or you're even at work, or it could be in conjunction with certain family members. So this can be siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, and it can even be neighbors. That can come in for you as well. So it's relatives of that kind. Also learning can come in on this with this as well. So now with Sagittarius IC, this is about speaking your truth. But you need to do it in such a way that's not offensive for others. You need to stand your ground and speak your truth, but put it in such a way that it doesn't offend others, because Sagittarians can do that. They can just sometimes speak their mind and then they put their foot in their mouth. And there is a fine line between being 100% honest and truthful and then saying things just to which will really offend and upset others unnecessarily as well. So there's a fine line there. It's also about being confident in yourself and what you're trying to say, and it's having integrity as well. And you will need to possibly bring in humor as well. Humor cures all kinds of things, and it helps smooth the waters in many situations. With Sagittarius IC coming in there, you will also be feeling like you require freedom of self-expression, freedom to say what you need to say, or just freedom in general with how you are conducting yourself, how you're expressing yourself. You may also be requiring a break from your routines, your daily routines. You need to change those up or not have any for a while, because Sagittarians get very restless. They don't like having 9-to-5 situations. They like flexibility. As I said, learning may be coming in here, so you may be learning something new or researching something. This card also brings an expansion of all kinds. So you may be expanding who you communicate with. So it could just be the wider public. You could also be overcoming limits of various kinds, limited thinking or limited forms of communication which you were operating with before. They didn't work for you or don't work for you anymore, and now you're overcoming those and changing things up. You could also receive a lucky break of some kind. This could bring a contract in for you or some kind of document, but it is a lucky break. You could also have a philosophical outlook with regards to things as well. Risk-taking may come in, but also you may gain perspective in some way, new perspective, almost like a vision of how you want things to be. This card can also bring in, as I said, local trips. This is trips around and about. And so the Sagittarians love to explore. They love freedom. They don't like routine. So you may just feel like you need to take breaks and get outdoors and enjoy just having a change of scenery and a change of environment, which will possibly help you as well. Then in the fourth house, we have Grand Trine Blessings. So your fourth house is everything to do with your home, your actual physical home. It's also to do with your home environment and influences in your home. And it can also be your relationship with your identity. So identity came up before, and it comes up another couple of times as well. So you're shifting things. Possibly you're having a change of status, or something's changing, and so therefore the people that surround you or the people in your home are changing as well. So this, it's you're changing your identity, or your identity, or you're transforming yourself in some way, and therefore shifts are occurring around you as well. So it could be that. So it's your relationship with your identity, your ethnic identity, or with your foundation, your family roots, your family tree. It's your relationship with that whole foundation which you grew up with. So where you've come from, basically. So it's your relationship with that. So possibly, this could come in any one of those areas or both of those areas. With Grand Trine Blessings coming in, this brings luck for you, some form of luck. Obstacles and blocks are lifted away. But with the blessings coming in, you still need to stay focused on your goal, whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve in any one of those areas, your home or your your relationship with your roots. So you still need to keep your hand on the wheel and still need to steer, even though certain things that have really been a problem for you are now going to just be removed or just melt away. So it's also about being right place, right time. So if you are wanting to purchase or acquire a new home or a new place to live, in whatever way that is, you could be right place, right time to just literally pick up the right place for you. You need to follow all the opportunities that are coming to you at this time, because not all of them will be right for you, but somewhere in there will be the right one. So you need to just follow opportunities, explore, and find out where they lead you. This card also brings in the aspect that you will be well received by others. So if you're wanting to obtain a loan or finance for something to do with your home, you will be well received, and the chances of getting that are good. In a way, things take care of themselves with this card, and you may also be having a feeling of completion. So if you have been dealing with various issues at home, perhaps you've been doing a renovation or something has happened, and now you're through the worst, and you feel like things have completed, that they've wrapped up. So it's that feeling of being settled. Or perhaps you're going through the course of a move and now you're settled and you feel content. This card also is about your creature comforts, enjoying your creature comforts, your home and your home environment. Then in the fifth house, we have Mercury Mind. So with the fifth house, this is everything to do with your children or children that you're associated with. It's also the house of creativity, not necessarily artistic. This can be any form of creativity, whether how you speak, how you dress, how you write, how you talk to others, how you create various things, whatever it might be. You can even be creative with figures. There's lots of ways that you can be creative. We use it all our lives, every day. So it's the house of creativity. It's also the house of love affairs. And it's the house of all recreational activities. So this can be fun activities, going out and having fun and doing things with others. It could be clubs, it could be sports as well, so sports activities, whether you're a serious sports person or something that you're doing to make yourself fit or just enjoy. The fifth house covers all of those activities. So with Mercury Mind coming in, you're being asked to be flexible and spontaneous. There's movement involved as well. So whether this is you or your children, when there's movement, it's literally moving from one place to another, or they are sort of traveling around or traveling from one place to another, or it could just be literally movement within themselves or movement within you. You know, it's change, but it's being flexible and spontaneous about that as well. It's also about bringing humor in. Again, this is coming in, bringing humor in, quick thinking, and imagination. So if you're busy with a creative project and you're using that, even if you're starting a business, bringing your imagination in and your quick thinking, and your words are going to be very important. So it's your creative side, harnessing that as well. Or it could be through your children that you're seeing this, or you could be asked to be creative with your children. This is also covers all verbal and written communication. With this card, you can expect matters to develop quickly. So whether this is a love affair, or it's a sporting interest that you're busy with, or it's your children that are going through something, or as I said, it could be a creative project. So matters will develop quickly. Electronic communication of all kinds is involved here. So whether you're communicating with your children, perhaps they don't live in the same country as you, or you're using Skype now. It's some kind of new technology that you are now harnessing. Perhaps you didn't know how to do it before. Now you're learning how to do that. Or it could just be opening doors for you from an electronic communication point of view. Vehicles are implied here, so whether this is a sporting interest or some kind of fun activity that you're taking up. Speed comes in here as well, and that's associated with vehicles. So, as I said, it could be a sport or something like that, or it could just be developments in any one of those areas moving quickly. The other side of Mercury mind coming into this house is just be aware of being glib or having arguments with others. So this could come in with your children as well, or in some sort of group situation like a club or sports, because Mercury can make you very verbal, almost too much talk. And you know, it might bring up something, and you may have to talk yourself into something or out of something. Yeah, but coming across as too glib, or you know, getting yourself in a bit of an argument may also come up for you at this time. Then in the 6th house we have Yod, Destiny. It is a destiny card. So in the matters of your 6th house, which is your house of work, your workplace, your work colleagues, your work projects. It could also just be mastery of your craft. So if you're not working with others and you're not in a 9-to-5 job, it could just be whatever it is that you are specializing in, or whatever you're working on, whether it's with your hands or however. So it's your work projects of all kind, but also mastery of your particular craft. The 6th house also covers your daily routines. It covers your health and your diet, and it's also the house of pets. So now with your destiny coming in there, with this influence coming in, you may feel like you're pioneering, or you're forging your own path in some way, because it does tend to bring that out. It's a very intense energy pointed in a very sharp angle at a particular area. So whatever it is that it's covering for you, and it's coming up in your 6th house, this is going to be like you may just feel alone, like you're out of step with others, or that you are not supported by others. But this is necessary in order for you to achieve what you need to achieve, because you're going to be better off doing it on your own and following your own inner guidance, your own GPS. You don't need others actually at this time. So it's about applying yourself to whatever it is that you're undertaking and just solidly working at it. As I said, this could be work, or it could be a health and a diet. Perhaps you're changing your lifestyle. Perhaps you're changing your diet. And this is about the process that you go through in order to get to the other side. It's that process that you go through. It can be quite stressful. And you may feel like you are alone in some way, but just follow your own inner knowing, make adjustments, make necessary adjustments as you go along. So this could be, as I said, your work environment or health. Make necessary adjustments. You also may be called to some sort of unique path, because this is a destiny card as well. So there may be a unique path which you now get to go on, or you're being pushed into that unique sort of way of doing things, or perhaps it's a new form of work or a new career, something to do with that. It's a new project of some sort, but it's your unique stamp that's coming in there. You may also need to weed out what is not working for you in any one of those environments. So this is streamlining again. It keeps coming up again and again and again. You're basically reorganizing your life in a lot of different ways, getting rid of what does not suit you anymore, what does not serve you, and getting down to the absolute necessaries. Now, you may need to, as I said, be patient with this, and you're going to have to be adaptable as you work your way slowly through these different challenges. With regards to health matters, allergies may be coming up, or in any kind of autoimmune issues may be coming up. But really what it comes down to at the end of the day is assessing your lifestyle and your diet and making changes. In some cases, they may have to be quite drastic. So it's the process that you go through to formulate that, and also to bring about eventual success, because that's where you will get eventually, but it's the process that you've got to go through to arrive there. Then in the 7th house, we've got Chiron healing. So the way you are in your first house, everything that's going on for you there, which we already discussed, is going to affect your 7th house as well, because this is your close personal relationship. So how you are changing yourself, how you are moving forward through your life, and what you are projecting to others, is going to be directly received by those in partnership with you. So whether this is a love partnership or a business partnership, it's your close personal one-on-one relationships. Okay, so now with Chiron healing coming in, you're going to find that in order to move forward in how you relate to others, you're going to have to deal with past relationship issues. So you might be finding that things are coming up again to be looked at. And this is a very necessary process, because what you have to do is you need to let the light in on those issues. So maybe something that you feel you've buried or you've dealt with, or it's gone and over, something comes up again. You need to shine the light of understanding and wisdom and acceptance on those issues. You need to bring them. You need to bring them into the light, understand it, and come to terms with it. And then through that, you will receive emotional healing, which is what this is all about. So it's the darkness that you go through before you receive the light. It's also transformation of any painful circumstances or just past pain. It's transformation of that, and that can only happen when it's brought into the light and addressed. This is also about addressing repetitive old patterns, because they may be coming up for you again. So you can't continue with those repetitive old patterns anymore, because then you're never going to make any progress, and you're going to keep having the same issues over and over again. So again, you have to address them. You have to bring the light in on them, examine them, and deal with it, and so that you can move forward. So this is about finding healing first before you can move forward in your close personal relationships. You may also be finding that it could be your partner as well, or it's something that you're both involved in, or just yourself. You may be needing to look at various medicinal remedies or natural healing, whether that's therapies, natural remedies, or even chiropractors, homeopathy. There's a wide, even naturopathy. There's a wide variety of wonderful natural therapies which can assist with all kinds of issues, and they address on various levels. So this is not just on the symptomatic level. This goes right down to emotional healing as well. Natural remedies can address everything in one. So it really is about exploring that. It may be required at this time in your relationship. Also, spending time in nature is going to bring about quite a bit of healing as well. Then in the 8th house, we have Venus love. So your 8th house is what this is saying actually is that partnership is highly indicated at this time. So whether this is a sexual and a love partner or a business partner. So now the 8th house deals with all of that. It's the merging of the emotional and material resources in a partnership, whether, as I said, it's a love or a sexual partnership, love and sexual partnership, or it could be a business partnership. So it's the merging of your two worlds in a partnership. It's the merging of that. It's also the house of other people's money or resources. It's also the house of finance, big finance. So this is investments, insurances, tax, inheritances, legacies, banking, accounting. All of those issues come in to when you're merging in a partnership. All of those issues come in, but it could also be that you are working in that field, so there'll be issues coming through for you on that. So it's about a partnership of some kind coming through for you now in the 8th house. It's about shared money in a relationship or partnership. So this is particularly indicated with the Venus card. It's about shared money in a relationship or partnership. There's going to be issues to do with that. So it could be resolution of money worries or money issues that have come up between you. The 8th house and this card indicate the lower courts in conjunction with that. It's also about making peace and using diplomacy and charm to address issues. So with the Venus and the love card coming in, it does assist you with that. So you've got a really good opportunity to clear and to soothe any issues or rifts that have come up to do with shared money in a relationship or a partnership, and to deal with sorting out those issues. So making peace and as I said, diplomacy and charm will go a long way to smooth things over. If none of those things are coming in for you, it could also be just refinement of your finances in some way, or refinement of your relationship. And it could also be receiving a windfall or a reward of some kind coming in for you, because it is your money house. So a windfall or a reward can come in with this card. So just be aware with Venus coming in, the love of luxury. This comes in with Venus. So if you have got money around, or you are receiving a windfall or some kind of benefit, just be aware that you don't go and make some kind of expensive or luxurious purchase, which really doesn't serve you at this time, because the urge will be there with this card coming in. Then in the 9th house, we have fire element desire. So the 9th house is quite a broad house. It covers international travel, exploration, adventure, anything like that. It also covers anything foreign. So exposure to foreign countries, foreign cultures, foreign people, import, export, anything like that. And it's basically the world, you meeting the world, or the world coming to you in some way. And that can be also through further education and study. So this is going to university or adult education, and being exposed to many different ideas and systems. And this also, this card also covers, this house also covers philosophy. So it's the study or the understanding of philosophy, religion, and belief systems of all kinds. It's also the house of law, and it's the house of relationship to in-laws. And it's also about the gaining of wisdom in some way. So whether that's wisdom from traveling or wisdom through study. So with the fire element desire coming in, it's exactly that. It's bringing in that spark that literally somebody's lit the fire. It's the courage, it's daring, it's getting started. It's the determination to see something through. It's also quick changes. Quick changes could be coming in for you. It's also about having an epiphany or a realization. You could also be having a new approach to something. Once you've had that epiphany or that realization, it brings in a new approach for you. But it's enthusiasm as well. So now the 9th house also covers public relations and dealing with the public in different ways, promotional work, The ninth house also deals with teaching. So if you're in the teaching profession, it could come in for you, or publishing comes in as well. So with this card coming in, it's some kind of, so you're going to get going with something. Something is going to get sparked and you're going to get going with it. Or you could be experiencing quick changes. You could, as I said, have some kind of realization which leads you now to a completely new perspective, or to a new understanding of any one of those areas. And it's now the enthusiasm to get things done. You may, with this card also, you may be facing some kind of challenge. Or you could be coming into contact with bossy or egotistical people, or you could be coming across like that as well. You may also have to protect your interests in some way. So other people taking credit for what you're doing, or just protect your interests and be aware of who is around you at this time. If this is to do with an international trip, this could be just you desiring something that you want to do, something that you really are interested in, and you're now starting that process of doing the research, booking the tickets, or putting the money aside for it. But it's something to do with that. It's the desire of that, and that desire to expand and grow and learn about and have an adventure, an exploration of different places in different parts of the world. In the 10th house, we have Uranus Genius, lovely card to be having in. So this is, the 10th house is the house of career. It's the house of ambition. It's the house of fame and fortune and your reputation, good or bad. And it's also the house of your public status. It can also be authority figures, whether this is a family member or somebody that you work with. It could even be a mentor or some kind of guru or somebody who can assist you. Or it could just be a hard taskmaster that's in your work environment. So 10th house covers all of that. With Uranus coming in Genius, Uranus is the god of change. So this is not a slow, progressive change. This is a quick, unexpected, in some cases it could be a shock. So it's quick, unexpected, it's an upheaval. It can also be an awakening of some kind. So something happens and you suddenly realize certain things. You just have an awakening, really. And it could be also a bolt of intuition. It could be a really incredible idea. But it's always going to be necessary upheaval coming in for you as well. So things are going to get jumbled about. There's surprise in there. Your genius, your own personal genius could be activated, or as I said, you could have a genius idea, or somebody in this, your work environment, your career, or this mentor, or somebody that you're busy with has a genius idea and you get swept up in that. But it's also it brings in change. It's sudden, unexpected. It can also be very turbulent with this going on, because Uranus can be very erratic. So it's up and down. Things get shifted around. So until you get a handle on it and you get to ride the waves, it can be quite unsettling initially. The best way to handle this is through detachment, being unemotional to a point, but also it brings in incredible liberation. So from whatever has been there before for you in the 10th house will undergo through some sort of change, and it could bring a form of liberation to you. So this is a kind of freedom, but liberation is a better description for it, because that is liberation from something which restricted you in some way. Uranus is all about advanced technology as well. So you could be exposed to new technological systems, innovation, science. It covers all of that. This is cutting edge. This is cutting edge stuff. It can also bring the unconventional or alternative in as well. So this may not be mainstream. You could also be meeting different people that are different from you. So that's ethnic identity, they have different sexual orientation, or they just have very different ideas and very different background from you. So it's your interaction with them and what goes on in the 10th house at this time. But it really is a bolt of lightning, this literally coming down, and it could really change your world around. Then in the 11th house, we have lunar eclipse change. So change again coming in for you. So the 11th house is everything to do, it's to do with your friendships. It's also to do with your any kind of group that you remember of. So this could be an online group or a social group that you're part of. It could also be a club, like a book club or just a club of some kind, even sports. It can also be groups of of all kinds. So this can be associates, societies, and so on. Any kind of situation like that comes in under this card. It also rules your personal hopes and wishes and your hobbies and interests. And it's also about systems and social reform and causes, also global and group consciousness. It's also about trends and currents, so following trends and currents as they shift and change all the time. So with lunar eclipse change coming in there, I feel this could be because of you're making so many changes, or there are changes coming for you in a great variety of areas here. You may be finding that there are changes in your friendships as well. So maybe some are going and some are coming. And it could also be, as I said, affecting the social groups or groups that you're members of. There will be a shift and change there, either a change of direction or change of the people in those groups. Or you may just be changing things up completely. In other words, leaving certain groups and going to others. This card also brings in the factor of seeing the light in some way. Something is revealed at this time. Something that was overlooked or put off by you suddenly bubbles over, and it needs to be dealt with. But it's inevitable. Unexpected shifts come about, and that it's about you dealing with that. Something may end, something may begin, and it's also about bringing in the new, which is going to be better for you. It's just that bit of turbulence that goes on while the things are shifting that sometimes can be a bit off-putting. You'll feel out of your comfort zone, but it will bring in new and better for you. It could also be a new start of some kind. It's also about the cycles of the moon. So riding those cycles, riding those shifts. But whatever changes come about or shifts come about for you, once the changes come about, it will take place over a sort of a 6-week or up to a 6-month period. So that the process of changing and it will reach completion, after 6 weeks or 6 months. That's normally how it works with this card. Then in the 12th house, we have Gemini, I think. So your 12th house is everything to do with your unconscious drives, your unconscious beliefs. This is about beliefs about yourself and about the world in general as well. But it really is the deeper self. It's also the house of spending time on your own, in reflection. It's also the house of spiritual beliefs, your spiritual life, your meditation and mysticism and gaining healing as well. It's also the house of escapism and addictions of all kinds. So karmic inheritance comes in here as well. It's also your experiences that you have in institutions of all kinds. So whether this is a hospital or a government institution, like a government department, or a bank, or a library, or a university, any kind of learning institution, it's your experiences there. So whether you go there to learn and you're having all these different experiences going on, or whether you visit a hospital, whether it's yourself going there or you're going there with somebody else, it's what you learn while you're there. So now with Gemini, I think coming in, I feel this is to do with you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention to what's going on around you internally and also externally, and your reaction, your attitude to certain things as well, because this is about deep inner self and what you're seeing outwards as well. So pay attention. Communication is going to be very key. It's going to be very, very important. So this is your self-talk, how you communicate with yourself, your self-talk, as well as what you're saying to others. This is also about understanding deeper issues and understanding yourself and understanding expression. You may also be involved with some kind of technological, whether it's electronics or gadgets or some kind of new machine. but it's also learning in associated with that, or just learning about, if you're visiting a hospital, you may see certain things, learn about new technology, or however that comes for you, because you may also be working in those environments, and this could come in for you as well. So it's about using your intellect, being curious. You may also have suddenly be interested in philosophical interests of all kinds. But it's understanding the deeper self and yourself in the world around you as well. You could also be hearing gossip at this time, or some kind of either you're the subject of the gossip, so people could be talking about you, or you could hear gossip of some kind as well. This card also with the Gemini, you may also come across as a bit fickle and sort of distracted or bored or even nervous. Any of one of those aspects come in with this card as well. So therefore, escapism, which is one of the areas of the 12th house, may come in. So just be aware of that you're not distracting yourself or going into some form of escapism to not deal with certain things in yourself and in your situation around you as well. The wonderful thing about this coming in as well is you could also be involved with a soulmate, so soulmate coming in for you, or you're now starting a relationship with a soulmate. This is a very important romantic relationship coming in for you at this time. So this is a very deep, very special relationship may come in for you at this time as well. Okay, Libra, I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful month, and I look forward to seeing you again, and take care in the meantime.